Welcome back, everyone, to Crowned Craven Crisis, our fun, little chaotic game set in the Germanorian kingdom of Geatland. Last time, our group traveled through the swamp, where they first encountered a strange chimera made sort of in the caricature of the image of the Valkyries, named Solvari, who attempted to take Mage Maximilian but was thwarted by just the sheer numbers game, even with the 4 harpies she had at her side. With Solvari captured and the harpies fled, our heroes traveled through the swamp and encountered a horrifying monster of unknown name, but of Mediterranean make, a chimera that the Mediterraneans made using some of the native creatures of Geatland. A creature that seemed to be part troll and part dragon. As they beat the creature into submission and sort of made peace with it, they mentioned that there were some swamps over in the Kingdom of Fordshire that it could probably live in, and were mostly uninhabited so long as no one in the near future plans on building a mead hall nearby. You know, something that won't bite anyone in the ass later.
It's fine.
With
It
the
won't be
creature
our
driven
problem.
off and the swamp made relatively safer, our heroes rested for the night and got to know each other and the 5 teenagers they were shepherding and the Mediterranean chimera that they've kind of kidnapped and held hostage. And we're set to get to the castle of Big Brunhild, the warlord that we've decided to possibly put our lot in with. Good enough summary? Yeah.
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 See.
Someone roll a d12. Anyone. I can do it, I suppose.
I'll get
I
it.
can
I'll
do
get
it.
it. I got it. Never mind. We both did it at the same point in time.
Doesn't matter, they're both over 6, so that means we gotta fight! As you get out of the swamp and towards the woodsy area, you are stopped by 2 enormous trolls and then 3 itty-bitty trolls. One of the itty-bitty trolls shouts out, "Oi! The king out of the mountain wants that old geezer!"
And he also wants us to eat you.
"Yeah, we're gonna eat you! We're gonna eat you good!"
That's rude.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Let's see.
You guys did not beat them.
Okay.
Alright. I guess one of the big ones should go first. Yeah, he should. Alright. He rears up and spits. Holy Christ.
Jesus. Okay.
It's got max on both dice. And belches out a gust of acid at Vala, Tyne, and Solvari. Does 20 hit your magic defense?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Okay, yeah. You take 22 poison
He's
damage. Good show, big guy.
Most impressive. Oh, thank you!
Who's up?
wants to go.
Oh, we rested, right? We'd be full.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good to know. Well, since since no one else is jumping up at the gun, I guess I shall go.
Troll to troll combat.
Bonk.
I'll spend 10 points to make that a Blade Storm attack, so multi-2.
Nice. Who are you hitting?
I'm hitting the troll that just attacked and one of the little guys.
Okay. Sugi's top two then. Okay. That does hit. For both.
Excellent.
15.
They're a lot
damage.
shaggier than Grum.
Yeah.
I'm
Farther
not
up the
from their neck
mountain.
of the woods.
You mean they're crag of the mountain?
That's
I'm from
my
the local
crack at the
mountains. They come from further north.
One of the shaggy ones, the one that was just hit, goes, yeah, gonna eat ya! And rushes up to you, Grum.
Little guy.
Little guy. This little guy right here. Grum, does 13 hit your defense?
Yes.
Okay. You take 16 physical damage as he scratches you.
Little ankle biters.
13, you say?
13.
Excellent. Who's up next?
If nobody else has anything, I'll have Pine go.
Court.
He's gonna target the three little guys. You'll go no further. Vulgar! Oh, jeez.
I love that you called it out. Let me check. Their magic defense is a bit higher than 4.
Okay.
You want to reroll?
Yeah, definitely gonna. Really
No,
wants
go-
to prove
Yeah.
his magical abilities, so he's gonna re-roll that just
Yeah.
completely. Spend a fabula point, re-roll completely. There we go.
That
Hey.
hits. All right. That's a good chunk of damage too.
Jesus, you have a ton of fab points.
Are they all neutral? Is that neutral hit to all three of them?
Oh shit. They are vulnerable. That takes them out.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Fucking zapped.
Developed electric powers.
As they're all fried, the two big trolls blink in surprise. The one that hasn't gone yet's like, they made us road snacks. And then puts one of the burnt up little trolls into his mouth, chews it up, and decides to punch time. Does 10 hit you time?
Defense?
Defense.
It does not. And let me double check.
you got counter?
I got counterattack. It is an even number. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I can strike back. Right. Does it take 5 damage? Wait, 6 damage? No. Yeah, 6 damage.
Oh.
Strikes back.
Oh.
Our turn to go then.
What'd you hit me?
Would you mind if I went?
Stand down.
Go ahead. Uh, okay, I'm just checking my options. These things are. I really need to start rereading these before we start. Anyways, I'm going to fight. I'm gonna roll an attack against North Boy. And there we go. 7. Don't think that'll hit.
No. No, it does not.
Let me just check. Okay, cool. I don't need to hit. And that will activate the healing part of Queen's Gambit, and I will give 10 HP to fuck. Who is hit by the belch?
Is it all three of us?
You, Tyne, and
Yeah, the
Vala.
front row.
Yeah,
Okay.
front row, basically.
Give one to Tyne. Give 10 HP to Tyne.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And after I do that, I can. Nope. That requires a specific action. Okay.
Enemy turn then.
Yeah, it's enemy turn.
Well,
They've
the
all
plus
gone,
side
right?
is all of the other enemies are dead.
Well,
Okay.
you know
cool.
what time it
I'll
is
defeat
then. Bonk clock. Damn it!
I'm sorry if it doesn't hit.
Alright, let's see how many fabulous points I have. Yeah, why
You
not?
guys all have a shitload. Come on.
Yeah, we got like 8 first session.
Thank you. I'm moving. Thank you for moving that over.
Oh, come on!
Wow.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit. You can't roll it the same twice. You can't
3
roll
times?
it again.
Okay.
Roll it again. Just roll it again. There you go.
I
Fuck's
did.
sake. Good.
That's
Look at the stick. Are you fucking with me?
And guess what
Yes.
they're vulnerable to?
Fire.
Yep.
Oh no, did I send this one to Muspelheim too?
The thing is, they are beefier than
Okay, good.
the little guys.
So that's
You haven't sent another man to hell yet.
3 out of 10.
All right, yeah. You still did some pretty tasty damage, though.
I was kind of hoping it would roll the same again just for 666.
That would be hilarious. And proof that some devilry is afoot.
That's why I was like looking at the laughing stick. Are you fucking with me?
Okay.
But I think Glowing Dawn and Vala are the last ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch you hit them with all that fire damage and watch this one, I think. This one that's most
Should be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use magic weapon and I'm going to use fire for it and hit it with my flail.
Nice.
Wow, okay. That's not gonna hit, so I'm just gonna use a fabulous point. Fuck you. I have so many.
Those are the same numbers I rolled. 2 and a 3.
Does that hit?
It does.
That makes it a critical.
Woo!
As a few.
Woo!
Thanks.
So I hit it
I
with a
spiked
critical.
into that too late for Duck.
Hit it with a critical and a vulnerability.
Take an opportunity then.
I think I'm just gonna give the next person a +4 to whatever they do.
That's Glowing Dawn up.
Oh
Okay.
boy!
The
Here
one
I
up
go
top is
killing
gone.
again.
And the one below is not looking great. Glowing Dawn, you have one target.
I do have one target. I'm looking at my what? You know what? We're gonna be doing an invocation of the invoker. What are the elements around for me to look at here?
earth is very heavy. And as you get closer to the mountains, you are detecting fire.
Oh, that's good to know. Let me take a look here at the Invoker's fire wellspring. We're just gonna do a pyroblast. He's like, I'm sorry, please run away, don't die. As a fireball sprouts from the tip of his horn and smashes into his face.
Beautiful.
We should do 20 fire damage.
Cool. You murder him. He is dead.
My wife!
Oh no. I'm not supposed to do that.
Congratulations! You have blood on your hands!
Your horrible hoofy hands.
My horrible hoofy hand.
You look back and the Skull Splitters and Mage Max have dealt with the 5 trolls that were attacking on their side that we didn't see, but it was totally happening at the same time as this.
How much did the girls help, and how much was Max just nuking them?
The girls did a pretty good job, even though Max was the one focusing on the big trolls. They wiped out a good number of the small ones.
Hey, I'm just curious.
They're not incompetent, they're just a bit young.
I don't know. I just always thought we helped. Them helping is getting in the way until Max just snaps his fingers.
Oh, I see why there's fire well springs around here.
Damn.
Go ahead and put yourselves at the bottom of the map.
It's a big place.
Oof.
Eventually, after some more travel through the more mountainy region of the woods, you come across a huge fortress. The stronghold of Big Brunhild. There are old yet firm and heavily reinforced wooden walls on the outside, with several guard towers that you can see are manned by various shield maidens. Within you can see various buildings, including the main estate of the fortress. Outside the main gate, the doors open, and you see that there are about a bit over a dozen shield maidens waiting to greet you upon arrival.
Oh, that's a lot of new friends.
Halt, travelers! What business do you have at the stronghold of Big Brunhild?
We come escorting the mage.
Mage
Mage
Max
Max.
steps forward with his Wolpertanger Pikachu at his side. That would be me. I believe your boss wants to have a word. Mage Maximilian. Good to see that you are with a solid retinue. Big Brunhild would want to talk to you right away, but if you and your group need to rest, eat, or do any other business beforehand, you are allowed to do so. Well, that's about as warm a welcome as I think we can get.
The hospitality is appreciated.
Sound like Radford Plum.
Let us peruse.
There we go. Get out of here.
Ah, this is probably the biggest settlement of humans I've ever seen.
So, little side question. I know Grum has stopped cooking humans because he's grown used to it, but what about trolls? Because there were two cooked, a lot of cooked ones there.
Yeah, no, he's eating those.
Recycling.
You know,
He has
I
no
was
qualms
wondering-
about cannibalism.
I was wondering if something up was with lie smiths.
When
think
you... Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just gonna make a quip about the cannibalism.
When you enter the stronghold, You get a better sense of what it is. Now, this was originally a nobleman's stronghold, and such was really only built to protect the noblemen and various shopkeepers and merchants that he valued. Uh, it was taken over by Big Brunhild's faction during the war, and you see over here that there are several much younger and much more quickly put together bits of housing and what used to be a big wide open part of the estate, as well as some hastily constructed farmland. This is a rich man's fortress that has been repurposed to be essentially a refugee help center. And is now awkwardly trying to become a town now that the war that spawned it is over. There are a lot of shield maidens here, just really tough, strong warrior Geet women. As you go around, you find that there is an armory and smithy, befitting, seeing as an army is stationed here. There is a carpenter. Given that wooden shields are still the most in vogue, you can imagine the carpenter is getting a lot of good work. There is a tanner who sells pelts and hides, as well as a grocer and a butcher that help preserve and divvy out meat and other foods that are brought in from the outside, because right now there's just no infrastructure for this stronghold to make its own food on a level to sustain the full population. They still rely on trade. And there is a fledgling inn called the Shield Maid Inn.
I mean, puns were in vogue at this time, so yeah, that makes sense.
And then one particularly weird ramshackle shop with a sign that says Lysmith's Oddities.
Is that the Lysmith right there?
Yep. Standing outside it is a woman of vague age. She could be in her 30s. She could be in her 50s. You're not fully sure. She has a wolf pelt draped around her like a cloak, and two horns sort of braided into her hair. Not part of her skull. They're like their horns or tusks of something that she's just sort of wrapped locks of her hair around. And her belt is an Ouroboros. It's shaped like a snake biting its own tail. And she has just a bit of a wild look in her eye.
We should bother her first.
Oh, I forgot to mention, you all get 3,000 zenit for that random encounter.
Okay.
Each of us, or divvied between us?
Divvied between you.
So 500 each?
Yep.
Well, aren't you an odd bunch? Welcome,
Yes.
welcome. Don't be shy. Have you come to see my collection of curious artifacts and trinkets?
Suppose it wouldn't hurt.
It is very interesting to see a group like yours, composed of so many odd characters. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Kruka Lysmith, the merchant.
Hello.
What sort of oddities do you sell?
Let me see if I can find some that are up your alley.
She goes into her shop and comes out with 6 items. The first is a very, very large knife that nonetheless looks like it's essentially for tableware. It's not like a dagger. This is like a steak knife, just for something bigger than a person.
The nibble knife, perfect for carving off little slices of meat on the go.
And then she pulls out a very classy and elegant, long, thin-bladed sword, a nice rapier, with a nice basket handle, and just overall a very sturdy yet slim and lightweight build.
This belonged to a very esteemed nobleman of Castellan. Very fine make. The blade itself is tipped with silver.
She brings out what essentially looks like a tassel, but instead of being just made out of threads, it's tipped with small, flexible horns.
These horns come from the Cerastus snake. Very sharp, yet very flexible. It makes for an excellent head of a whip.
And then she brings out a cloak that's black as the night sky, with little twinkling lights woven into it that seem to change depending on how you look at it, like what angle you look at it.
The Starshine Cloak. Excellent for those who wish to find light in the darkness. And another oddity,
She pulls out a fang that has been hollowed out.
this came from a Ruslovakian monstrosity called the Varkolak. Perfect to cap a claw, or a spike, or a tooth, or...
She looks at Glowing Dawn. Whatever. And finally, she brings out this huge spear that's shaped like a massive snake, with its spearhead being a snake's jaws opening with a large sharp point for a tongue.
The Serpent Tongue Spear.
Each of these curios will cost you only 420 zenit.
I'm definitely gonna take that horn whip.
I shall take the knife.
Yes, I do say that rapier does interest me.
I guess I'm taking this thing. Picks up the thing.
And a nice cloak for Grandma.
Do the ones that
Yeah.
just say damage just do physical damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
If the damage type isn't specified, it's physical.
Sorry, I was munching. Didn't want to crunch on Mike, so yes, I will take the cloak.
Can we sell to her as well?
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
Okay, yeah.
So long as
Thanks.
you remember what they cost.
Yeah, Tyne's gonna trade in his original rapier to get 100 zenit.
Thank you very much. What wonderful customers you are, so polite too. If I happen to see you here again, or in any of my other shop locations, I'll be sure to have a good deal for you.
Other shop locations?
Oh yes, I like to travel quite a bit, as you can tell from my eccentric and foreign merchandise. So I have little shops all over Geatland and other locales.
I see. Well, it does appear it would be good for us to visit you again.
And I would be most happy to receive your patronage once more.
Okay.
Very well.
Thank you.
She's not gonna outright say thank you, but she is going to dip her head in a nod as we leave.
That's thank you, Invala.
And as the rest of the item kind of goes, I do have a more morbid trinket or morbid ingredient you might be able to make into something. How would you
Oh.
like a failed jester's knuckle bones?
Oh, yes! What a wonderful thing!
He pulls out little pouch full of Pagliacci's finger bones.
Ah, this is marvelous. If only the meat was still intact. I like the nails, too.
Alas, the forest got to the rest of it.
Ah, such is the way of things.
I like that we're such a delightful bunch of freaks.
I'm starting to realize I'm kind of leaning into Grandmama Adams.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's a good way to take her.
Do you think that when a new child is born, one of the old children has to die? Yes.
It's not like that. Not anymore.
She says wistfully.
I like the original interpretation where it's like they're not sure whose grandmother she is. It's everyone's.
They're not even sure she's actually an Adams. Just the old lady just moved in and they all started calling her grandma.
Let us visit the smithy next.
Alright.
Moving pack.
At the armory and smithy, as can be expected for a place that has a bunch of warriors, they are working very hard. As can be expected this time period, they don't have that much out of the ordinary against what you would normally find in the beginning section of the book, but they do have 3 items of note. Okay. They have a selection of reinforced dragon scale chest plates. These are like essentially hide armor, or leather armor, made out of shed dragon scales. That's been reinforced with a bit of metal. These ones, the scales look like they're from a thicker part of the dragon's body. But they're still shed scales, so they're not as potent as if they were taken from the healthy skin of a dragon. But they give you some resistances. There is some official red shield maiden of Brunhild splint mail that you can get. Splint mail is basically fabric clothing with chunks of metal nailed to the back end of it to deflect attacks. Kind of like a shittier predecessor to scale mail and chain mail. And then there is a shield made of pure iron with some wood reinforcing the back. Pretty expensive compared to normal shields, but also a lot more durable and good at defending.
Okay.
What I have is still better than that was so. Except for the
Hey,
resistances.
I'm going to try these guys first. Present them with the bedazzled gauntlet. See what they make of it.
Blacksmiths come over and look at it, and they're like, "Oh, this is very fine craftsmanship. I'm almost reluctant to sort of peer in to pry it apart. I think you might want someone a bit more good at working with metal than us, and it shames my pride to say that, but it is the truth."
I can confirm he is telling the truth. I appreciate your humility.
Well, no point in lying, right?
Yeah. See, he gets it.
Unless, of course,
That's
your
his
name is Livesmith and that's your job.
Oh, you've been talking to old Crooka. She's mostly dependable, I think. I mean, that broom she got that sweeps itself is pretty good.
Tyne is going to sell his runic shield to buy the iron shield.
Nice. Get that iron shield. Time's getting some upgrades.
Where to next? I am a little morbidly curious what the carpenter has to offer.
Go ahead and check them out. You go to the carpenter's place, and they're in a town that works with shield maidens. They're making a shitload of shields. And other things too. But what interests you are the shields. And there are quite a few on display. There is a shield whose inner lining is filled with pockets, designed to double as storage space for you. There are shields designed specifically with swords, pikers, that is spear users, heavy weapon users in mind. There is one shield that is painted to resemble a dragon's face. A really heavy-duty shield with lots of metal studs that's designed to help protect people. And then a shield made specifically for medics, for healers. Complete with a, in compliance with Geneva Convention, pseudo Red Cross logo. A blue cross. No, wait, fuck, we can't do that one either.
Nope.
Blue cross, blue shield.
Green cross?
A purple cross.
There we go.
Try and get us now, fuckers.
A purple heart for valor.
My grandpa got a Purple Heart in World War II, and I own it now.
Good to know. Fine selection of wares.
Yep.
These are nice too. But out of shield and low on money now, so.
Yep, probably out of your budget at this point, but good to know that it's here.
Yep.
Yeah,
This is later.
really nice stuff.
You go to the Tanners, where they're selling various products made of animal skins and pelts. And they do have some fun, unique ones for sale. There is a thick, long-furred tunic made from the hairy hide of a shaggy olifant, which are only native to Germanor. There is another shed dragon scale item, only this one is made out of lighter scales. That's used as a cloak. There is, somewhat morbidly, a Fenriskin pup cloak, a cloak made out of a young Fenris brood wolf. And even more morbidly, there's a cuirass made out of troll hide.
Nods. He's not upset at all by that.
Any more than humans should be upset by the human skin boots that trolls sometimes wear.
Yeah. As his rationale earlier for eating the trolls is like, well, the reason why he doesn't eat humans anymore is because it's just not worth the effort and trouble. Trolls at least have a little more meat on them, so.
True.
I thought the joke was going to be because the trolls consented.
That is also true. Every troll, when they're young, has to sign a social contract of it's okay to eat your friends so long as they can eat you too.
Yeah.
Trolls are very much, believers in the why didn't the bigger chicken not simply eat the smaller chicken?
Some will. Chickens are fucking weird.
It's humans that are weird for being weird about cannibalism. Mm-hmm. And of course, Grum has to visit the grocer and butcher.
So, the butcher is particularly happy when you come in because apparently they just got 3 oxen brought in, which he has quickly gone to work butchering so that they can have a nice supply of meat for people. A lot of the town has been feasting off of game from the countryside, so getting some oxen from one of the not as nearby as they would like farms has been very much a godsend. They have lots of bread made from grain products that they make here, as well as some harvested root vegetables. It's not a super wide selection, but it's enough that's able to feed the people. When you talk to the grocer about price, he tells you flat out they don't charge for food here. But they do make a record of who got what and when, so that should food supplies get scarce, they can see who maybe can do with eating a bit less than who else. And make sure that everyone is getting an equal amount of food. But lately, with the war being over, food hasn't been that hard to buy and get a hold of. And so it's just been given out freely. And just with a record kept so that they know who all ate what and when, and where their stock has gone.
Huh.
How egalitarian.
Indeed. Intelligent system used for sure.
And, what would you say is, our signature meat meal around here?
The signature meat, mostly it's been deer. Been hunting a lot of deer. Sometimes people travel out into the swamp and get those weird chicken things. So if you'd like some of those weird chicken things, we have to do a special thing when we're removing the heads to keep the venom from trickling down into the body. But after we figured that out, they're pretty good eating.
Yes.
He's just gonna talk shop
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot, but we could move on.
Yeah.
I'll spend some zenny to get some shopping materials for my ingredients.
As you make your way to the back of town, where the estate of Big Brunhild is, as well as a temple of Freya, and you see to your left an enormous cave with 2 dragon sculptures made of stone nearby it, and slumbering in the mouth of the cave, plain as day for everyone to see, is an honest-to-God fucking dragon.
And not a Hooga this time.
Like a lot of Germanorian dragons, it is wingless. The cold climate of Germanor makes having wings, big leathery wings, a bit of an issue, a survival issue, because it is actually very hard to retain heat in a giant sail of skin, especially a lightweight sail of skin. This isn't to say that there aren't any flying or winged dragons in Germanor, they're just not as common as they are in other parts of Midgahheim, and in Germanor it's particularly wingless dragons are the most common type. In this case, what you're looking at is the 2-legged variety with 2 arms in the front specifically. It has red scales with a sort of burgundy mottling on the top, 2 branching horns that have sort of little prongs almost like those of a deer, and a tail spade that looks particularly good at digging, which makes sense given that you're seeing this creature living in a tunnel that looks to have been carved by its claws. Its head is longer than most of you are tall.
Well, I'm gonna go say hi.
Hold, glowing dog. Well, we can probably assume this dragon is safe, being that it resides in the village. Perhaps it would be best to confirm with some of the townsfolk that it is welcoming to unexpected guests before you charge in there.
But that's probably Moog's friend, though. And Moog's our friend, so by extension, he's our friend. So we should introduce ourselves.
It's not really good to wake up a sleeping dragon. Wait till it's awake by itself.
I don't want to sit here for 200 years.
Well, that's too bad.
Fine, we should go talk to Big Brunhild first.
Glowing Dawn starts kicking rocks.
It's like the 2-year-old doesn't want to not be eaten.
So I realized I was muted earlier when at the butcher's. It's like I bet there are some Mediterranean Chimera people who are like resistant or immune to venom. They're like, no, you want the venom to seep into the cockatrice meat before you cook it.
It spices it up.
Yeah. Like how there's some recipes that call for the, the gamey to get a little, gamey.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, it has all the mineral needs you could ask for.
The crackers.
All right. You approach a large manor, and as you approach with Mage Max, the shield maidens outside notice you. One rushes in, and a few minutes later, bending deeply at the hips to make it through the normal human-sized door, is just a massive beast of a woman. Like 8 feet tall, great big shield on one hand, her left hand severed at the wrist and replaced with a huge stone hammer, a horned Geatland helmet on her head, partially covering a wild and massive mane of black hair. Great big booted feet that make loud stomps when she moves, even when trying to move delicately. You stand in the presence of the aptly named Big Brunhild.
Hey Hildy, how's it going? Been a while.
Whoa.
So, you have brought the Mage Maximilian to me. You have my thanks, and are welcome to stay at the Shield Maid Inn as long as you would like. So, did I win the vote then? Mage Maximilian strokes his beard. I'm still making my decision, but we conferred and decided that you seemed like the best candidate so far. That's comforting. To be quite frank, I don't actually care about this whole crown. I just want to make sure those other ones don't get it. Yeah, I got that sense. Specifically, I don't want the Centurion to get it. I think we need to drive those Southerners out.
Vala
It's
crosses
Solari.
her
Feel
arms
about
and
the
nods at
clearly
that.
southerner in our midst.
Yeah, it was like, is Sylvari hiding behind Grum?
No, she's with the little The psycho teenagers is where she's been sticking fairly close to them, actually.
Aw, that's sweet.
I know they have an actual name, I just prefer calling them the psycho teenagers because it amuses me.
It's honestly not actually that much more hardcore than the name they already chose. Like, they already chose a pretty edgelord name, so calling them the Psycho Teenagers is not that much of an exaggeration.
Yeah. I will say Savari is staring at the giant woman with sparkling eyes. Probably not very different from how the psycho teenagers are staring at her, honestly.
Savari's just thinking, wow, they allow women to grow this tall around here? It's not like that back home.
I mean, those Minotaur women, probably.
There definitely are tall women in Mediterra.
Oh no, yeah, they're tall, but they shouldn't be. You know,
Charles was short
kneel
for a
before your
Minotaur.
betters.
Mediterra does have the whole island of the Amazons. And also it's Midgheim, there's tall women everywhere.
Yeah, I think Charles was short for a Minotaur, which makes him, becoming the beloved of a giant Sphinx lady even funnier.
Yeah. Oh, good times. Mage Max turns to rescue and says, "Go ahead, introduce yourselves. You're as much a part of this as I am."
Bala looks disinclined to introduce herself first, so...
I am Tyne Windermere, a knight of Ordshire.
Brunhild nods. We've had trade from merchants in Fordshire. It's a good country.
Thank you for your kind word.
His kingdom, being our neighbors, is looking to the affairs of Geatland to see whether trouble is brewing on the horizon. He has a vested interest in making sure that the person who takes the throne is a good choice, as do his people.
Is that Max talking?
That's Max.
Okay.
So it would be wise to heed his counsel, as it would be to heed the counsel of the rest of my retinue. Who's next?
Sure. Hi. My name is Shining Dawn. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Glowing Dawn here, as you can see, is a unicorn.
Glowing Dawn.
And Brunhild squints at you and is like, kind of small, isn't he? There are many kinds of unicorns.
We are the smallest variety yet.
Unicorns are guardians of harmony. They try to make sure nature is in balance, and right now it is not. Which is why Glowing Dawn here, despite his small size, has traveled into the world of men to try and help us bring order back to Geatland.
This is true. And you seemed the most sane of the people we were introduced to on this topic, so...
Brunhild cocks her head. Well, that's not a compliment I've gotten many times.
I don't think it's a compliment many Geatlanders get.
One of the shield maiden says, "Not sure it's a compliment, Your Grace."
It was meant as a compliment, I swear.
I was gonna say, I think some Geatlanders would take that as an insult. Fuck you, I'm just as crazy as the other guys.
Look, I'll prove
Saying
it!
I'm not as crazy as that dog that killed 19 people?
Oh god.
You son of a bitch, I'll kill you!
What was his name? Scraps?
Scrap.
Oh yes, I have Scraps' armor.
I wonder if killing the troll counts as number 20.
If my armor summons the ghost dog of Scraps, it's gonna be a very interesting situation.
A werewolf unicorn.
Scraps is in Valhalla, it is known.
Oh right, that's when I made the joke. I hear bark. Aiden kind of just buzzing there, kind of gives a nod. I've been here before, but I am the barrel maker, Aiden. There has been much death and many sent to Valhalla, and many that I've had to clean up after.
It is time that we stem that tide, don't you agree, Big Brunhild? Okay, so this is sort of a vetting process, okay. Yes, I would like to stem the tide of death once I have ensured that a few very necessary deaths take place.
Oh, quite. There should be no such thing as a deathless person. I hope to help fix that.
She nods. We Geatlanders know, don't we, because we are of Germanor, that death comes for everyone, even gods. If the person calls themselves deathless, all they are saying is that they are arrogant. Alright, Gromer Vala, it's you, and then I think Silvari will get introduced by Max.
I am Grum the Plum.
Alright. He is a troll that is not affiliated with the king out of the mountain. They are also our neighbors, specifically in the mountains and the swamps. You had a troll-like being in your own swamp. I don't own the swamp, I merely live by it.
Either way, we have made a sort of accord with her. It will be safer for your forces to come to and fro.
Then my stronghold is in your debt twice. She looks at Vala.
She'll just flatly say her name, Vala. I don't care who gets this crown. It's not any of my business who gets this crown as long as that man dies. I don't care.
She nods and doesn't break eye contact. You lost someone too, didn't you?
After the war, as a matter of fact, and she's gonna turn and look at Silvari. He was on his way home. And some of these wretches from the south waylaid him on the road and beat him to death. Not even a fight.
She nods. Then you are most welcome.
So I painted the grass red.
Most welcome.
And she's making direct eye contact with Silvari right now. Like, this is why I don't like you.
Oh, she is absolutely not noticing it at all. I'm sorry.
Beautiful. Beautiful and wonderful.
Ryan looks sympathetically at Vala, but he's not gonna, knowing Vala, not gonna do anything else to express sympathy.
It's probably good. She might break your wrist.
Yeah.
Don't. That feeling when you're experiencing such intense lesbianism that you don't notice the killing intent right next to you.
I'm gonna carve up your horse parts and eat them. Big lady!
She really cold though.
Mage Maximilian looks at Silvari and says, "This one is an interesting case. She's, I guess you could say a hostage, whose life I have guaranteed so long as she plays her part."
She just a prisoner pauses, like in full armor with shield and weapon, to just say, "I am a prisoner."
Prisoner, hostage, they're both equally accurate. We kidnapped her, basically.
Yes, you do.
Brunhild looks you up and down, Savari. You're one of the monsters they made.
That eye sparkle fades very quickly at the word monster. Yes. Just kind of look of wonder pulls into a frown.
So am I. You're in good company.
Kind of scrunches her eyes, looks at that. I would not designate you as a monster.
She looks at the stump of her left arm. Then you are kinder than most.
Hmm.
And
Just
the
gonna
5
chew on that.
youths, as she addresses the teenagers in the room, Garuna the Great steps forward. Big and bodacious Brunhild! I am Garuna the Great, leader of the Skull Splitters! And the 4 other girls smack their weapons against their shields. We have traveled far and under great duress, helping these valiant heroes make their way towards you, so that we could join your ranks as shield maidens! Done. Big Brunhild turns to one of her shield maidens. See that these young shield maidens are brought into the manor. Give them rooms, show them where the baths are. Emphasize that they can use the various baths and salts and soaps. And then see that they are fed. The skull splitters are quickly whisked inside to the great big manor here.
Be careful bathing them, they bite.
Brunhild goes, for the love of God, someone clean these children.
Brunhild watches them go, and when they are out of earshot, she turns back to you all and says, "For bringing those 5 to me, I owe you all thanks yet again. Helping the isolated women of this land is one of my personal missions." Come inside. And she looks at Grum. The doors are a bit tight, but I think you can manage. And then she very awkwardly almost has to bend herself in half to get in through the doorway.
In we go.
Yep. So you go into the Hammerpaw estate, which I don't have a map for, so we'll just do Theater of the Mind, because I really hate making rooms in Incarnate and try to avoid it whenever I can.
Mood.
Yes.
So this manor was built for a nobleman and his family and passed through generations until said nobleman was killed during the Mediterranean War of Conquest. His land was taken. His manor was used as a base of operations for the Mediterranean soldiers until they were killed by Big Brunhild's operation. So this place has been ransacked twice and then shabbily fixed up, not to be a place of luxury anymore, but to essentially be a headquarters for wartime planning. So this is a big rich person's house that has been taken over and made to serve utilitarian purposes twice over, against its will. That's the sort of environment you're stepping into here. Where every now and then you'll see something that's like, oh, that looks weirdly luxurious. Why is it bent and dented? You know, where like there'll be like patchy bits of wall. There'll be like really gorgeous wooden walls, and then some really bad patch jobs from when someone accidentally broke it during a scuffle. It's odd. It's a very odd estate. It's not the kind of place that you would expect a king to live in. It is the kind of place you would expect a general to squat in while they're planning wartime operations. Lots of shield maidens hustle and bustle about here. And Brunhild brings you all to a big war table where there are maps of Geatland, including marked very clearly the castle of the Deathless Centurion and little rocks that are placed to represent different squad movements that have been noted of the Deathless Centurion's troops. It seems that they have a fairly common presence in Hayesfort. They occasionally stop in Rodport, but they clash with members of Lord Landkraken. They are very heavily concentrated in Gibbsbank, and according to her spies, they have made it as far as Bullockburg and Vernon when traveling throughout the land. So the Deathless Centurion, while he's mainly concentrated by his castle, he's got a long reach.
Is he by chance? Has he established the strongest footing of the warlords?
Big Brunhild thinks for a moment. I would say the strongest footing of the warlords would be the Ice Queen. No one has managed to get into her territory and return to tell the tale. And she is spreading. First Bernburg went down to her, then Kiesfurt, and if it were not for the sighting of troll movement through the woods, I think she might have made her way to Byronich or even to the castle of Roggenwalder. Landkraken hasn't taken many cities for himself, but he is in every port. So anyone trying to get movement from merchants will face some opposition from him. The Queen of Smiles is only really present in her castle, although she sends her mercenaries everywhere. But she holds her castle well. There have been a couple of attempts, according to my spies, of the forces of the Centurion to take her castle that have been rebuked. The same is true of the castle of the Lord of Iron. And very few have gone into the woods that Wolftooth and his retinue patrol. And I suppose we can't know how many trolls are under the employ of the king out of the mountains, so he could have very strong footing as well. All of that said, she looks at you with a very cold stare. I want the Deathless Centurion to die first. Mage Max strokes his beard. And that's what you're aiming for then, the death of every other warlord? Brunhild shrugs. I don't want to kill all of them. I want to kill the Centurion, and the Troll, and the Werewolf. The rest, so long as they don't try to take this crown, they can live.
Some of them, I think you would find to be worthy, I don't know about allies, but underlings. If they can be convinced to bow to your crown.
She frowns. I was worried this is what this meant, that I have to take charge of other people if I wear this stupid hat. Are we certain the stupid hat is even necessary?
We could find another head for it to sit upon.
No, we can't, says Max. We need someone that the people believe in, and right now, the people they believe in are these warlords. It has to be one of them. Like it or not, Big Brunhild, you made a folk tale of yourself, and people actually believe that you can get the job done. We believed it enough to choose you out of all these 9 assholes to come and approach. So, like it or not, you have to wear the stupid hat.
The decision truly has been made then.
The
I'm
haberdasher
still
says you have to wear the
considering
hat.
it, says Max.
See. Oh. Might I ask before we delve further, the runes to the north are the cause of the Ice Queen, but what of the runes of Holtfort?
Brunhild frowns. I haven't heard much. It's on the other side of the Trollmore Mountains. I know that it was ravaged sometime either during the war or shortly after its end. And it's a ghost town. Anyone who was living there is dead. I don't know how, I don't know by whom. I've heard stories, but I don't necessarily trust any of them.
I see. There could be another party to possibly be wary of. Oh, it's close enough to Wolftooth that perhaps we should assume he could be the cause of it.
Does seem likely. He does strike me as the sort who would actually wipe out an entire town. So this stupid hat is supposed to make me really strong, right? Well, yes, but there's more to it than that. Explain. Mage Max thinks for a moment. You've got a dragon out there, right? Yes, Flamboend. Oh, he's got a name. They have a name, yes. They've got a name. Got it. So a dragon, its presence is so magic rich that the land around it starts to soak up that ambient magic and be affected by it. You know, when a dragon lives in a place, animals get hardier and faster and a bit more quick to run from people or quick to fight. Trees get stronger, their bark gets harder. Vines grow tangled and more barbed. That's the effect of a very magical creature affecting the land. What a crown does is inverts that effect. All the ambient magic in the land seeps into one person. The land becomes tied to that person. The king. This means that because these two are feeding into each other, yes, you will be super strong and super durable and all these other great magical things, but there is a catch. Because the land is tied to you, you influence the land in the same way a dragon does. Brunhild squints. And that means what exactly? It means that if you're healthy, the land is healthy. Food is plentiful. There are no droughts. Plague is rare. It means if you fall sick, the land falls sick. Plagues, famine, drought. It means that if you're a virtuous person of good intent, benevolent things happen to the people around you. We have good fortune. But if you are a wicked king, then unnatural and evil misfortune falls to the people. I have heard tales of the crown of Mediterra when falling upon a corrupt head, leading to horses eating each other.
We just do that sometimes.
Don't contradict my point. Falcons getting torn apart by pigeons. Weird, bizarre shit.
Cats and dogs living together.
Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria! Then why the hell do we want this thing? Because having a good king that is good at the job makes the country run better. And if all of our neighbors are doing it, we are at a disadvantage, especially if they send their king in to start slaughtering people.
Unless you are strong enough to pick up another mountain and drop it on that one.
Brunhild is beginning to look a little bit panicked, and she's like, so my choice is either become some sort of paragon of everything that's virtuous to save everybody, or let one of those insane assholes that was in the meeting take the job and bring everything to shit. Yeah, essentially that.
Does the Allfather shirk away knowing that his fate ends at Ragnarok? Why should you shirk away from yours?
There is another wrinkle of the face when you mention gods.
I mean, Aiden has a different opinion about them. They're like, hey, if Odin didn't kill Ymir, my people wouldn't be here.
Brunhild looks at you all, frowns, and says in a loud but not angry voice, "Shield maidens, quit the room for a second." Her warriors look a little confused, but then nod and leave the room so that you are alone with Big Brunhild. And when you are, she takes off her helm, sighs, undoes the straps that tie the great big fucking stone hammer to her stump, and slumps in her chair and says, I didn't ask for any of this. I did not plan to be some important figure. That may be. But you are. And that's where we are. And right now, you're the only important figure that seems to have a lick of sense.
And on the plus side, you don't have to do it alone. You've got us. We're a very interesting crew.
She looks at you, this little cartoon talking animal.
Genuinely smiling, trying to be supportive.
And finding yourself incapable of arguing against that. All right. All right. Mage Max points to Golindo and says, he does have a point, though. This doesn't have to be a solo thing. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small golden ring. I have an idea. The crown ties the king to the land. The big vulnerability of that system is that a king is one person. And one person, no matter how strong, can be killed. The Emperor of Mediterra found that out when that teenager dropped a giant mountain on his head.
Was I a teenager?
It was, in fact, a 14-year-old.
Have you seen teenage boys? They get really angry really fast.
Well, I have seen teenage girls, and they
They
are
also-
a little bit crazy.
Get really angry really fast.
We can link the crown to a number of subservient rings. Each of these rings would channel some of that power into a vassal of yours, a subservient follower. Someone competent, close to a king in their own right in terms of morality and strength, who can carry some of the burden and help you out. That way, if the crown is destroyed, the kingdom's not completely fucked. We have a magical line of succession set up, and you have some advisors that are close to you that you can rely upon to help divvy up your duties. So like the nobility system, but just more so. Yeah, essentially. I don't care for nobles. Yeah, they didn't seem to do a great job protecting Geatland, but you don't have to recruit from the nobility. In fact, there are some warlords who seem to be vying for the job. And some of them might prove to have worthy skills if we can convince them to settle for a slightly less prestigious position than the one they were applying for.
Yeah, because on one hand, they wouldn't lose all of their authority.
There's a couple you probably could convince just because, like, hey, it also means you're not getting obliterated and you're also getting, essentially to live off the greatest parts of this land.
Brunhild scratches her chin. I have heard that the Queen of Smiles likes betting things on her little combat shows over in her castle. Perhaps if I beat her champion, we could bet her subservience upon it and guarantee her loyalty as an underling. That is
And she
possible,
knows
I've
how-
heard.
Sorry.
No, you can go.
She does know how to inspire a crowd and the people. She could be worthy to be your herald, as it were.
And it seems easy enough. I can just go over there and beat their champion. Wait a minute. Max says as he raises a hand. I'm not doubting your strength, Big Brunhild, but the fact of the matter is, you're still just a mortal person. And if word gets out that I have chosen you, all the other warlords are going to try to kill you to take you off the table. We need to keep you safe. She growls, I really am beginning to hate this deal. Yeah, well, it's the job you asked for, so suck it up. What you'll need to do is designate some champions to fight in your stead.
Vala's eyes are gonna cut to Max like, I know what you're fucking doing, just fucking say it.
Max looks at you with an apologetic but mischievous grin. Brunhild sighs and looks at you all. Is he implying what I think he's implying?
Most definitely.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Alright, if they consent to it, I will agree to having them be my champions. Who else should we try to approach peacefully? I'm not making peace with the Centurion. Yeah, we've all decided that
No.
he's gonna die.
I have
Yeah.
some suggestions. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
There are, beyond the Queen of Smiles, there are perhaps 2 or 3 more that would be worthy, perhaps, of being within your own armies. The mines of the Lord of Iron would be invaluable. Imagine your shield maidens with shields, each of them of iron, or swords, armor, helmets. Or, if you convince the the Land Kraken to lend you his fleets, you can sail and cut off the castle of the Deathless Centurion, preventing him fleeing across the ocean back to Mediterra.
Indeed, if we have him on our side, as well as the Queen of Smiles, the Lord of Iron, and perhaps Roggenwalder the Bear as well, we would have the Deathless Centurion surrounded.
I
And
also like
Roggenwald-
Roggenwalder.
Yes,
nods.
he was the third I would bring up. He seems just content just to fight a good attack bear to aim at your enemies.
Brunhild nods. And that way, if we had all of those on our side, we would have the north, the south, and the middle of Geatland. All of our enemies would be driven to the outskirts, and a bit easier to fend off, especially if we had all of the food and resources from the middle at our disposal.
Yes.
If you can get the Queen of Smiles working for you, Millersburg and all its fields will be able to feed your armies.
This is not a bad plan.
We will set out for the castle of the Queen of Smiles to fight her champion and hopefully win her allegiance. Is that
Brunhild nods, and then a wrinkle crosses her brow, and she says, I hesitate to make it because I've already asked a lot, but I do have another request.
Okay.
My friend Flamboend lived in a cave that we call the Den of Fury. Something else has taken up roost now that Flamboend lives with me here in the Stronghold. I've heard conflicting reports. Some say it is a dragon, some say it's some sort of ogress, perhaps a Jotun. And some think it might be a Mediterranean chimera. Whatever the creature is, I would like it found and brought to a sort of peace. Whether that means negotiating with it or slaying it, I'm not sure. But it's Flamboend's old house, and I don't want whoever's in it to be desperate.
Well, I was already gonna go poke my nose in over there anyway, so sure. Moog asked me.
Did the Grendel say anything about whatever's in the cave?
No, it did not.
Okay,
Nope.
misremembering.
It did, however, say that Solvari's mom is alive and somewhere in Geatland.
Okay, that's where I
Said-
was. My mix-up was.
Said in the mountains. I don't remember if they gave a direction.
Okay, I remember hearing that and assuming that was the dragon or the creature in the cave, but okay.
That's
It
a
could
good
be.
guess.
The
Could be.
cave is part of the mountains.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds all like a plan then.
Yeah. I guess we're waking up your
that's-
dragon. Ask him some
What's that?
questions and.
Yeah, that's fine. With that settled, she opens up a chest in the room and gets out 18,000 zenit,
Jesus Christ! All right.
places it on the table. You all have done great work for me. You brought those 5 wayward girls to me, which I appreciate more than you can know. You helped Mage Maximilian get to me, and then placed this horrific responsibility upon my shoulders, which I'm still somewhat mad about, but I suppose I did ask for it. And I'm asking you to do a great deal more, so I think it is only fair that I give you payment.
So 3,000 apiece.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Who knows what kind of champion we're gonna have to face? I imagine we should look and see if we have the option to buy things here.
Yeah.
Now that I have enough money, I might buy one of those pieces of armor, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Same.
Unless you have any questions, Big Brunhild dismisses you and allows you to go about your business in town.
Savari would actually like to speak to Big Brunhild.
Alone or with the group?
I don't know if the group would let her do it alone.
That's fair.
Like, aha! The assassin is here. Well, I mean, she get absolutely fucking crumpled up into a. No, it wouldn't even be funny. You'd see a round ball, vaguely of her colors, like the size of a pebble.
Mage Maximilian is going to stay with Big Brunhild either way, because like her, he is a vulnerable target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
He's an old man. He's been running over hill and dale for weeks.
He's probably like, oh, thank God, somewhere I can stop.
So I mean, once you guys stop talking and when you do leave, he does hand you all each a personal crystal ball, so that he can call you and send things your way if he can while staying at the stronghold.
Neat.
So Savara, you can absolutely talk
Yeah.
to the
So-
big lady.
Yeah, she is like she's not quite as starstruck as before. It approaches a little nervously, just Big Brunhilde. You say you wish to champion the defense of women in this realm, yes?
She nods.
How far does that extend?
She looks at you. The Mediterraneans brought lots of, she struggles, chimeras?
Chimera.
She nods. They brought lots of your kind here. And I know some of my people view you as just beasts. She looks into your eyes. But I see a person's mind back there.
She flinches at that.
And she looks at you. When the Mediterraneans took my village, I watched them put my parents to the sword. And as they put me in shackles, they told me that my life would be spared because I was young and pretty, and my exotic looks would fetch a fair price at market back home. I wrenched my arm free of that shackle and beat them until I could escape. I know firsthand how they can dehumanize women. And yet I cannot imagine how they've dehumanized you. But you are a woman. And you have suffered at their hands, and so, if you would like, I would welcome you as a sister, as I have welcomed all of my shield maidens.
Oh, God. She looks away to the floor, like, hands twitching. Her tail actually, like, flicks a few times. It's just, like, just a series of emotions, just like, I do not think I can take that. But there are many Chimera who... I do not know if it is a fluke of our creation, or some sort of malignant intent. There are many female chimera. Some breeds are primarily women. I would ask they have a place here if they do not have a place anywhere else.
He nods.
I do not know if I should stay here for that.
Well, I cannot make that decision for you. And I wouldn't want to.
They're... She's flinching. I'm going to guess you are not aware of how we are made, yes?
I don't know the specifics. I assume it's not just different animals coupling together, because some of you have at least 3 in there, and I'm not sure how that would work out.
There is a chimera known as an echidna. I know not how they are created. That is likely a secret known only to some of the witches back home.
I'm gonna widen the scope of your term a bit. Dracana in general can do
Sorry.
this. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Echidnas are like the best at it, but they're more a Dracana can still make a good number of chimeras.
And the Deathless Centurion, as one of the big hosts, probably had, an echidna because he was that important.
They probably did. It's not around anymore, though.
No. Anyways.
Your mother was specifically a Dracana.
Gotcha. Sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, now you do.
Yay! I'll try to remember that. It's like a type known as Dracana. They create other chimera through samples of what is provided them. She's going to point to her dispositioning parts, the horn, the wings, the scales. I am made of only Geatland creatures. Humorously, I may have more claim to this land than anyone who lives in it.
Horrible that you turned against it then, isn't it?
I'm guessing that is part of the joke. My mother escaped those chains. She lives somewhere in the mountains. And I would ask, if she does seek your protection, that you do not use her.
She flinches at the phrase "use her."
She's gonna look up slowly. I understand you do not want to, and you find that repulsive. But as a leader who might find herself in very desperate situations, when offered inhuman, destructive creatures at a whim, an army you can create almost as simply as you order it to, that temptation, could you resist it?
Yes. And she says it without hesitation.
She's gonna nod
I am of
slowly.
Geatland. And while we pride ourselves in being a kingdom of warriors, we are warriors by choice. And her eyes flick towards the west, and she says, "And I know that humans are not the only ones who can choose to fight for others. I will not accept any warrior who is not in my employ by choice. If forcing others to fight for me is what it takes to rule, then I will gladly lose my crown and my head."
Gonna nod slowly. Then that is my only ask. That you accept her if she comes, and allow her to live as she wills.
She nods. I will do so. And I will accept you as well, should you wish to change your mind.
I do not think I can avail myself of that kindness at this time.
Well,
I have stepped on many of my sisters to get here, many of my brothers as well.
She considers that and nods. We've all done things we're not proud of. When you can forgive yourself for them, you will be welcome here.
Like, just kind of breathing, like, her eyes actually look kind of red, almost like they're irritated, but it's hard to tell if this is irritation, like a nictating membrane that flicked across from the reptile side. I will go to the Skull Splitters for now. You can continue speaking with Brunhild or whatever other nonsense you need to do. She pointedly does not ask for permission and just leaves.
She allows you to go. All right. Anyone else got any questions for the big lady?
No.
Not the big lady, no.
All right. Then we're back out in the city.
Time to go bother a dragon. We gotta honor our promise to move.
Yep, there he goes.
You go to the dragon's lair. The dragon is lying. It doesn't seem to have moved much since last time. But when you do approach, its eyes lazily open. A black forked tongue flickers out between its scaled, hooked beak. And it slowly lifts its mammoth head off the dirt, shakes off some grogginess, stretches its obscenely long and sharp-fanged jaws, and then regards you all with a sort of dull gaze, and says in a deep, rumbling voice, you came back. I thought it was weird that you popped by to just look and then left, so I figured you would. You're a strange bunch. I am Flambawind,
Earspun helps me with the microphone.
the great Lindorm of Trollmore Mountains.
Are you friends with Moof?
His eyes light up. Oh, you know Moof.
Yeah. He actually asked if we saw you, how you were doing. He wanted to know
Aw.
how things were going.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. How's Moof doing?
Moof's doing fantastic.
No one's
The
heard him?
garden's looking fantastic. He's missing you a little bit, so if you get some free time, you should go over and say hi.
Oh, well. I'd like to, but this place needs a lot of guarding. My other friend is here, but if Moof ever wants to visit, I'm sure he'd be welcome.
I'll let him know. I just wanted to make sure we passed that message on. Moof was a really good friend, and a friend of Moof's is a friend of mine in my book.
And who am I speaking to right now?
Oh, hi, yes. I am Glowing Dawn. It is a pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you as well. You are smaller than the other unicorn I know.
Yes.
Yeah,
My
we're
family's a
about
small
that.
kind.
Oh. There are small kinds of dragons as well. I know a few of them. And there
I
are
hope-
bigger kinds of dragons as well. So,
This is also true.
I get it.
Get it?
But yeah.
Get it?
But, no. But yeah, I just wanted to come over and say hi and introduce myself and pass on the message for Moof, because Moof is wonderful.
Well, tell Moof, I'm doing alright. And I took his advice, and it worked out really well, so he wins that argument.
Moof also wanted to let you know to know if it was okay to befriend them too.
Oh, yeah. I don't plan on going back. I brought all of my things here, and my friend's little, whatever you two legs are called, they helped out really well in moving everything and setting things up. It's a very nice cave. Look, and the dragon points of its snout to a bunch of wooden supports on the inside of the cave. It's been, even though the cave has been carved by dragon claw and spade, there are lots of basically mine shaft support systems built into it to help give it extra structural stability.
Ain't that nice?
Oh, that's wonderful. That's a very sturdy home for you.
Yes. Like I said, Moof wins the argument.
That's good. I'll let Moof know. And I'm glad to have met you myself. Because you seem like a very wonderful person.
Thank you. You seem like a very wonderful unicorn.
Thank you.
Friendship is mandatory.
As you look around the cave, you see that towards the back there are rows of roughly carved stone shelves that are filled with a vast hoard of fiery pinkish red gems.
Ooh. Shiny.
Oh, you're regarding my full sight.
Yeah, sorry, the color caught my eye.
And
They
the
are very
dragon
pretty.
reaches back and tenderly with his beak grabs a very meaty little gem and deposits it between his paws so you can all see it. It's a very nice kind of gem I find in these mountains. I had quite a few in my old home, but then when we moved here, we brought them all with, and I found even more. Look at that pinkish luster.
That is quite fine. You and I have met before, in fact.
Oh?
Yes. I trespassed in your territory and I had to run away.
Did I try to burn you?
Yes.
I apologize. I was much more sullen for a long time. The Dragon Way is that our territory is ours, our possessions are ours, and it is our right to fiercely guard them. But when I met Moof, the two of us talked, and Moof is a Hooga. Hoogas believe in helping and aiding others, which I thought was strange and stupid. And we argued about it quite a bit. But the dragon pauses for a moment, and there's a sort of wistful expression on his reptilian features as he looks towards the manor where Big Brunhild is. I decided to try things Moof's way recently, and I must admit it did pay very well. Although I still think that there are times where it is right to stand your ground and say that what is yours, and others may not take it. But giving what you have, especially when you get something in return, even if what you have is simply hospitality, can yield good results. Like, for the fact that I can speak to you all. I was not able to speak the human tongues before.
Cool.
Oh, delightful.
I'm gonna ask you a question in my character chat real quick, TT.
Okie dokes.
Oh, I'm just saying this for posterity. Aiden did buy the healer shield.
Nice.
Very good.
So about the healer shield.
I can't use shields on either of my classes, so my flail is two-handed, so I don't think I could use it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just I have an ability that does not cost mana that lets me heal people. That extra 10. Mm-hmm. That's gonna go a long ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm officially broke again. Actually, ironically, I started with 90s in it, now I have 70s in it. Yeah. Had just enough money for the spear, the dragon scale chest plate, and the healer shield. So yeah, completely kitted out. I did have to sell all my stuff for the extra, like, 350. I think it's closer to 400 actually.
I bought one of the things of armor, one of the dragon scales.
It's
so
really good armor.
Vala has been standing in the back and letting all of you go ahead of her. And she's leaning against the cave wall, and she turns and looks at the dragon and makes a series of horrible growling and snarling sounds.
Lots of hissing and bellowing, too.
That's
The
draconic.
dragon nods and responds in kind with a bunch of horrific serpentine and crocodilian hisses and bellows.
She nods back and just a kind of a low snarling grumble.
I didn't know you could speak dragon, Vala. That's so cool.
Yeah, I've seen them before.
Has Glowing Dawn understand any of that?
I think we said last time that I can understand some Draconic if it's the local dialect.
This would be the local dialect, so you have a bit of an understanding.
Okay.
But notably, when Vala speaks Draconic, while she's speaking it in, Draconic Germanorian, she has a non-Geatish accent to it.
Huh. He says nothing.
She doesn't bring it up. She doesn't explain herself or anything.
Okay then. Well, it's a really nice pleasure to meet you, Flamboyant.
And good to meet you, Glowing Dawn.
Okay, bye now.
All right. Off he goes to his next adventure.
Quest updated.
She'll start following and grumble as she's leaving. Kind of has the tone of a goodbye. That was a nice exchange.
What else to be done this session?
Well, we've got our marching orders of a sort. We have some NPCs in town that you could get to know if you want to. We got an inn to stay in for an interlude scene. Any shopping you want to do? Otherwise, it's a fairly chill 420 session.
Vala, I should rest at the end to get all of my hit points back, so...
Yes. Let's do that.
The inn doesn't require you to pay, but there is a tip jar if you want to help contribute to expenses of, 10 zenit per stay.
Yeah, I'll put that
I
in.
know. Yep.
I'll tip.
Tipping.
My character that tips now.
Not gonna lie, I was tempted at one point. It was like, well, if you don't want to be, if you're really so banged up about being put in charge, I guess Grum can wear the crown, and let's see what happens after that.
Today is soup day. Every day is soup day in Grum's kingdom.
And thus the decree of Taco Tuesday brought much suffering to the peasantry.
Much like Hash Browdy Wednesday.
Only those who had weaker constitutions.
In times of famine, parents were forced to grind their own children to make tortillas.
Taco Tuesday was a pleasant day until later in the evening. It was pleasant going in.
Much bloodshed was made around the change to Sloppy Joe Saturday. The war stretched on for 8 years.
There were many food fights.
The War of the Slop.
As long as it's sloppy, it's good. No, a Sloppy Joe is something specific.
If it bleeds through the bread, it's pointless.
I think it's gotta be made of real Joes. Kill that man.
Glorious. Let's make Glowing Dawn king and see what happens.
Oh my god, I'm not saying he would be the worst Geatland king because he'd be like a tyrant. He's too friendly for the Geats.
Yeah, the problem is, as soon as he held court for the first time, a bunch of scheming nobles would be like, hey, come to this back room real quick so we can help make you king, and then immediately carve him up for parts.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They're like, we'll help you make you king. Going down like bullshit. Hi, Grum, my wonderful friend. They're cooking a feast in the back. Why don't you go join them real quick and ensure they don't kill me?
Unfortunately, this is not no small feat. You guys aren't in the running. It has to be a person who has some social support.
King Glowing Dawn with his mandatory friendship beam.
I don't think the Geats would like that.
No, they would not.
You're
In
saying
my-
we can't fight each other before we make friends. In fact, you're
Dear-
saying that we should try not to fight each other at all?
Dear King Glowing Dawn, I've only killed 3 people today. I'm making progress.
I
There would be a
mean,
return letter of just, I'm so proud of you. You're down from 10.
there was a game I played where it was portrayed for complete horror that somebody wanted to be king and wanted there to be no violence whatsoever.
Jesus.
It was played for absolute horror what he was willing to go to ensure that people weren't mean to each other.
I mean,
I've created a kingdom of prosperity. You brainwashed everyone. Yeah. They're not mean anymore.
yeah, they're not fighting each other because they can't.
I think I've read multiple dystopian novels where that's like one of the plot points.
But yes, let us take a rest.
All right. An interlude for all of you.
Right. I will add a bond of affection because that's probably the closest word for it out of the options for Vala.
That's the closest word for it.
Yeah. Probably not the true best word, but understanding the pain of losing people to Mediterra.
I mean, it's close enough. Despite herself, she's going to add the most begrudging affection for Glowing Dawn that could possibly be given. She's like, I can't really hate this thing.
I'm trying. Lord knows I'm trying.
Why are you like this?
Why is it purring? Why do unicorns purr?
Why am I like this? Oh, it's very simple, Vala. I don't have another choice anymore.
That would be
Just walks away.
that would be upsetting if you actually had that conversation.
That's the entire conversation. It's just walking by her room. Why are you like this, Cousin? I don't get the option anymore. Walks away.
Jesus. I'm gonna add, I guess the closest thing for Grum would be loyalty. Not like actual loyalty, but more like, oh, this guy's friendly. I like him. You're the friendliest troll I've met in a while. Normally they try to eat the people I'm trying to bury.
You have to whack him away
Why
with a stick
waste
like,
good
no!
food?
I mean, kind of hinted at it, but that's why she does not like wolf tooth. But, Bala.
Yeah, what?
I noticed you enjoy Scrimshaw,
Sometimes.
or at least you partake in it. Aiden's not sure if she should use the word enjoyment with Vala.
There's things that she enjoys, she just doesn't want anybody to know what they are, so you can't take them away from her.
Yeah. And she goes, well, here, have some bones. And she'll share some of Pagliacci's bones.
I feel like if I write on these, he might enjoy it in the afterlife because his bones are being used for poetry.
Looks to the laughing stick. What do you think?
I just think it's really funny that he's finally getting around now that he's dead. Go ahead and do it. He's burning in hell.
The cat next to
Wins.
Vala nods. Alright, I'll take them. Can't guarantee I'll use them, but I will take them.
Yeah, she's just parceling out Pagliacci's skeleton bit by bit.
What
I
bones
got all
did
these
you
clown bones. I gotta use them.
What bones did you give her?
Maybe a few spine, a few vertebrae, an arm bone or something. Something that you could actually like carve. Finger bones are probably a little too small. Although that, I don't want to judge Vala's craftsmanship, so who knows? She would just hold open like a bag and like, take your pick. I'm keeping the skull though.
Never reached into a bag full of bones as a party favor, but okay. Yeah, she'll take a couple vertebrae.
Yes, I am told that Dark Elf fun is different from everyone else.
That is different as you think.
There's just a faint, knowing smile.
She just stares at you for just a second. Just Scrimshaw maidenless on his pelvis.
No.
Died as he lived maidenless and lonely.
God.
Fuck Pagliacci.
Good singing voice. Horrible love life.
Cannot name an absolutely more dog shit clown. He sucks shit and everyone knows it.
But yeah, that's Aiden's attempt at socializing with Vala.
I like it. I think it's cute.
It was a good attempt. Because she won't do it on her own.
Aiden feels the compulsion to pet the cat, but as she's walking by, she just kind of gives it this look of like, I know better.
It looks at you, and there's a brief moment where the shadow, expands on the wall behind it and shakes its head, independent of the cat.
The old Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Just walking away, he looks to the laughing stick. That is one curious cat. Oh well.
I love making the cat creepier than Vala somehow.
Haven't forgotten.
Oh god, yeah. Yesterday we told Shady about that scene and he just exploded laughing.
I'll form admiration with Glowing Dawn. His ability to not be killed is impressive, considering how many dangerous creatures he walks up to.
That could eat him and would if they could had a chance.
I'm just that lovable. I like making friends.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
Trying to figure out who I want to build a bond for. There's so many options right now. You know what? This is going to be a little goofy. I am going to do a bond of loyalty to Vala because Vala was honest today. The first most honest moment we've seen so far.
One display of honesty is all Glowing Dawn needs.
It was more than 2 grunts for Vala. That's great.
Don't expect it all the time. You're getting your hopes up.
Brief timeline thing because I was ordering earlier, not important. But by this point, would Tyr have sacrificed his hand to tie up to seal away Fenris
Yes.
until Ragnarok? Okay.
Yep.
I didn't almost made a comparison to did Tyr, the shield-handed, regret his sacrifice when he sealed away the beast?
As a matter of fact, yes. He felt bad about tricking that dog.
They were friends.
Okay, so maybe that would have been the best thing, but she didn't say it, so it didn't happen.
A little bird on her shoulder advised against it.
Yeah, go with the Allfather and his, dip in the well to see everything.
Did everybody pick a bond?
I
I
did.
picked
Stein
Bond.
formed one.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, right.
And that was my last one for the whole group. Affection for
Yay!
Glowing Dawn, admiration for Vala, admiration for Tyne, loyalty for Grum, and mistrust for Sylvari.
Sorry,
Everybody
Sylvari.
gets one.
No, it's fine. I'm playing a henchman. Ironically, all my bonds are for NPCs.
Fair.
Admiration for Big Brunhild.
We're still open to things right now. Could Tyne speak with Mage Max?
Absolutely. You find him in the manor. He is set up in a room that was probably a library at one point, and it's becoming one again now. Granted, a library in the very early terms, which is to say, a room with like maybe 10 books and a lot of maps and other and scrolls and less durable forms of recorded writing. Because in super ye olden days, libraries were not very big because books were incredibly hard to make. And this is pre the invention of the magic printing press, so they are incredibly hard to make. Max looks up as his Wolpertinger notices you first, and stamps one of its feet, and Max looks up at you. Ah, Tyne, welcome. Have a seat.
Yes, thank you. I was hoping I could have an audience with you briefly before we parted ways.
Of course. What's on your mind?
Oh. I would assume that if the young girl in the skull splitters, the more unsettling looking one, noticed, then I would assume you have noticed too that something has happened to me.
He nods. I didn't want to pry. It seemed like you were trying to be discreet about it, but yes.
Yes, the truth is I don't truly know what happened. I was in a battle with my men, my boys, a losing battle. Enatera had us surrounded. Their horrible chimeras picked us off one by one. By some fluke of fate, I fell into the river as a beast flew at me. And after that, I really don't know what happened. I remember the sensation of feeling as if I was going to drown, of water swirling all around me. But beyond that, lights maybe, but when I came to, this had happened to me. Some women that were trying to just get to the river to launder, perhaps. They saw me and they looked at me with the same horror that we had felt towards the Chimera. I thought that I had been twisted into a monster. I don't know what I am. I don't know if I am some sort of Chimera too. I don't know if I am one of the cunning folk now like you. Or perhaps always was. I don't know.
Max strokes his beard. Fordshire is Breton's country, yes?
Yes.
Have you heard tales of what the people of Bretons call fairyland?
Passing ones, yes. But
Here in Germanor, we call it the Netherworld, but they're the same concept in the same place. There are certain creatures in this world that are native to a world connected to our own, yet separate from it. A world where magic is... He thinks for a moment. A good way to describe it. Right now we're on dry land, correct?
Yes.
And on dry land, there is water. There are ponds. There are lakes. There are rivers. There is rain. Correct?
Yes.
If we were to travel to the ocean, there would still be some land at the bottom. But there'd be a lot more water. And to live there, you'd have to be a fish. You'd have to have gills. You'd have to breathe the water rather than the air. Our world is like dry land, if magic were water. There is magic here, but it is so much less than there is in that other world. That other world is the ocean. And the things that live there are adapted to a world where there is so much more magic than ours. We call them spirits, creatures of nature, the fair folk, fairies. Our friend Grum is a troll. That's a type of fairy. But there are lots of types of fairies. And some of them dwell not in a terrestrial fairyland, but an aquatic one. My theory is that when you fell into that stream, you fell out of our world and into fairyland. And something there took pity on you. May I see the strange features that you came out of the water with?
Yes. He removes some of his armor, helmet. To show the fishy scales running down the sides of his head, his arms, probably some of his body too.
He nods, strokes his beard, and points to the fins growing out of your arm. These are like the fins of an undine. That's a species of fish fairy. They look sort of like a mermaid. You've heard of mermaids?
Yes, of course.
Something like a mermaid. Bit less human. They are some of the most attuned to water magic of all fairies, but that's not super important. What matters is these creatures saw you dying in their world, and decided to put a bit of their world in you so that you could live. And while it may mark you as something other than fully human, from their perspective, it was a kindness. They gave you the ability to survive. That's my theory, anyway. I wasn't there.
Yes, I suppose, but it makes some sense. It's just hard knowing that among all that, the men I led into battle, my boys, I alone got this kindness. That how could I deserve it when I led them to their deaths like that?
Max thinks about that. I can't tell you the answer. Maybe you were the only one that had survived long enough for them to save. Maybe you were the only one who managed to slip into fairyland instead of simply washing up into the mortal part of the river.
Yes.
Maybe you were simply the first one the Undines were able to get to, and the only one who lived long enough for them to be able to save.
Yes. That. Yes. It's possible. It's strange to be at such random whims this world is at the mercy of.
Max thinks for a second, strokes his beard. We think of it as random, don't we? Because when we're living in the moment, it often seems like that. But I've lived a while, and I've seen a lot of things. And eventually, when you look back, you realize that everything did have a purpose. Maybe it didn't seem like it at the time. But you find out you were, in fact, in the place where you were needed to be. It's my perspective on it, anyway.
Oh, I've yet to live as many years as you, and I have to say it's hard to see things like that yet. It's quite frankly feels quite cruel, this world sometimes. Well, I led a charge into battle to defend my homeland, thousands of miles away. The war we were fighting was rendered to an end by a teenager. The
Yeah,
power of a storm.
We're all a bit humiliated by that.
It's difficult. I have to wonder, with your powers, I know we led you here, but I saw it for myself. I believe you're quite a bit mightier than any of us. Why not do more with your powers?
Age Max thinks about it. This is gonna be a huge hit to my pride to admit, but I'm not as strong as that teenager was. If I wanted to lift a mountain, I would have to prepare for weeks and weeks, months and months, maybe even years and years. The amount of resources I would have to expend to get the magic ingredients just to cast that spell as a ritual would be unfathomable. Every spell I cast has to be something I think out ahead of time. And when magic works like that for you, you start to realize how much power you're actually wielding when you cast it. how much resources, how much time, and how much damage you can do to others if you cast it wrong. I've only lived this long because I think these things through, and I make sure that I pick my actions very carefully when it comes to magic, or anything else of great importance. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect and I never make mistakes, because that's also definitely not true. But I try to make sure that when I do make a mistake, I've thought it through what took me to get there, and I know enough to figure out a way out. I've done a pretty good job so far. Action is great, so long as action is done wisely. That's why I'm a Lord of Wisdom.
See. So the way you harness magic is different than what I can do.
He nods. Magic is a very tricky and mercurial thing. How people channel it, and creatures for that matter too, how it is channeled and how it is used, it differs from person to person in a wide extreme. There's not a unified theory of it yet. I'm personally trying to work towards such a thing, and I don't even know if it'll happen in my admittedly very protracted lifetime. It might be the kind of thing that takes centuries upon centuries of work for us to even begin to truly map out in that fashion, much less teach to others.
See. Oh. I thank you very much for this audience. You've given me plenty to think on.
Nods.
I do
You have
hope that I will find a way to see the world as you do.
If you ever find yourself in need of more counsel, if your powers, you need someone to talk about them, to help you figure them out, don't hesitate to use that crystal ball I gave you.
Yes, yes, of course.
In time,
Yes.
as our honorable hostess will make you aware, to be other than human is not to be less. There's a reason she invited the dragon into town.
Yes. It seems as strange as I find you geeks at times with your love of battle. In other ways, the way that you all unite each other and gather round, there's perhaps more for us of Bretonge to learn from you.
Nods. When we have things solved here, I would love to visit your kingdom of Fordshire and help your king create vassal rings as well, if he would be interested in such a feature. I think it might be very wise to spread the power around just a bit.
Yes, I would certainly hope he would be too.
Well, good day to you, Sir Tyne.
Yes. Good day to you, Mage Max.
What a nice little conversation.
Hmm?
How much more do we have left?
I mean, I can go for 48 more minutes, so if you guys got some other stuff to do, let's do it. Because you might not be seeing some of these characters for a while, so... Which isn't to say they won't pop up later down the line, because they all certainly will. It's just, might be a while is all I'm saying.
I can't really think of anything.
What's Solvari up to?
Selling her arms and armor. Keeping the helmet, though. So she's currently one very naked horsewoman. And she has been trying to wrangle the skull splitters into helping get the new armor back onto her body with extremely poor success. So she's still mostly naked.
They're actually not that bad at strapping it on, especially because Arya Loki's daughter gives them very good directions on how to arm and arm a warrior.
I was joking mostly that I don't think any of them have ever put anything on a horse in their entire lives.
Again, Arya Loki's daughter has, and while the others are like a
That's
bit at
fair.
a loss, she gives them instructions.
I mean, Sleipnir was Loki's son, so
Yeah, there's that.
Well, as Solvari knows, Arya's Loki's daughter is was at one point the Deathless Centurion's son.
Yep.
Mhm. Probably had to prep horses before,
Had to learn how to put on armor and barding because she was being groomed to be a mounted warrior.
So
Okay.
I don't think Aiden, because Aiden doesn't know this about Arya, but she might be the one who knows the weak spot of her dad.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think anyone knows to ask that.
Yeah. Yeah, the life of the Centurion's son changed the day he was bitten by a radioactive woman.
So, I guess, in other words, she would be getting armored up then, since they actually know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, again, like I do think it would take longer than you would like, because while Arya Loki's daughter knows how to do it, she's giving the instructions to a quartet of rowdy teenage girls.
Yeah. And there'd be a bunch of like, don't tighten that too tight. No, that was too loose. Do not touch my ass. Not that they were trying to, but you brace yourself against a horse and.
And they're all excitedly chattering. Gruna's like, "We did it! We didn't. She didn't even ask for proof of our great deeds. She just accepted us as shield maidens immediately."
Yeah. Beyond destruction, Sylvari's trying not to butt into their camaraderie because she is the outsider. And, a manifestation of part of their trauma.
I suppose, since it may be a while before we're meeting again, continuing to tutor Linnea in the ways of cooking.
Linnea does listen very attentively. And also, all of them have cleaned up very well.
Even Miss Spooky?
Even Miss Spooky, although she did immediately apply black soot makeup to her eyes again.
Of course.
It probably helps with...
after a bath, she would look even more creepy, considering the very
Ghostly
wet
pale.
mane of dark hair.
Yeah, instead of
rainbow.
Instead of like a greasy, bushy mane of hair, it's now just like this huge, wet, fucking
Bog
Sadako Onryo look. Do you want us to braid that? No.
I expect it helps that all the shield maidens here are well groomed, so they're like, oh, we can look nice.
Yeah, as the girls are talking about their experiences, you recognize a lot of what's being described as essentially the medieval equivalent of like recovery therapy. Where the shield maidens who tended to these girls, ask them some questions about how they got here and what they've endured, and offer them lots of consolations and encouragement, and made sure they were properly fed, almost to bursting. Really made sure they were properly washed and cared for, that gnats in their hair were taken care of, gave them physicals to see if there were any wounds that had been left unaddressed or illnesses. That essentially these girls went through, the medical process of checking a refugee to see, what possible things they've incurred on their journey here.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So, I was asking about Sylvari because I think Aiden was like off to the side watching this uh, slapstick comedy show for a bit there. Before
Yeah,
once more closer to finally being armored up,
yeah.
Aiden will just kind of buzz forward and be like, "I must say, Geetish armor looks better on you."
Bit of a narrow in the eyes. No, it doesn't.
Hmm.
Followed by just a quick smack as her tail swings around and lightly smacks like one of the girl's hands away that kind of wandered off the straps.
Oh, it's swinging again.
Yes, it does that when you stop. Your hands move off the armor.
I just wanted to give it a nice braid.
Don't really have enough of a tail to braid. It's just a poof at the end. Useless little poof.
It could be a braided poof.
What sense does that make? Which one is she talking to?
I
don't
think
know.
you were talking to Anika the Scald.
Okay. Miss Scald, what sense does that make?
Oh,
Just think it might look cool.
I think so too.
I do not have the reach nor ability to take care of a braid.
Oh, girls, do you know who may appreciate some braids? Actually, a few of them. I think Glowing Dawn and Grum would benefit greatly.
And Anika claps her hands. I want to braid the pony.
I
And
didn't know
Linnea
not to
says,
suggest Vala.
Linnea says, I could do some really cool things with Grum's hair. Guruna turns to Arya. Is her armor done? Arya turns to you, Sylvari. Have we gotten all of it?
Yes, I believe that's all of it. There's a
We're done.
pause from it. It's like, you could probably braid the cat.
Karina shakes her head. Never touch a cat's hair.
Is that the creepy one? I can't
Yes.
remember her name.
Yeah.
So funny thing is, it's kind of unintentional, but I think Aiden also has kind of wild, unkept granny hair.
Mm-hmm. And so the skull splitters go off to braid some hair.
I like.
Yeah, Grum and Glowing Dawn, you just get ambushed.
Yeah, I do not resist. I'm busy cooking.
Actually, I noticed your tail tuft is really long. They could probably braid that one and make you a whip. Put the Cerastus horns on the end of your on your tail.
I'm sure they would have fun with one of the hairier sort of trolls. This is, all this practice of making braids is good for knot work.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sylvari's gonna turn like, so did you come just a gawk?
Gawk wasn't the word I would have used, but I was seeing how you were doing.
Not well. Good talk.
Hmm.
Wait. On that note, is there anyone in your group who speaks Draconic? Like, she wasn't there for the
Well,
dragon confrontation.
Well, it seems that our dear traveling companion Vala has quite the tongue for it.
Oh, thank Jupiter, don't have to talk to the fucking horse.
Well, yes, he immediately after we departed from the estate, beelined directly to Flamboland.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Although they
Thank you.
do speak Yiddish. They know how to speak in the human tongue. If you do go to speak to them, bring up Moof. They are good friends.
I might do that. If only to try and stay as their hand at guarding the skies against some of my siblings.
I think they would appreciate that.
On that note, I guess I have a slightly deranged woman to speak to.
Slightly.
Item's just like buzzing back, like following you back towards the end, and just like, good luck.
I can't wait to see what this is gonna go down.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't. Oh god, Ida's literally the fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Svar does not care if Iden comes or not. Alright, so super important question. This inn doesn't have stairs, does it? I imagine it's mostly one floor.
It does have stairs, but they're nice and wide.
Okay.
You'll be able to manage with minor difficulty, but you're competent enough.
Yeah, unicorns are forest creatures, but
I will be nice and say that Vala is actually sitting outside at the moment doing scrimshaw.
yeah. Neat. So she's going to approach and just go, Vala, I need to speak to you for a moment.
She pauses
I didn't.
with her tools in her hand, thinking to herself, "You came up to me when I have weapons in my hand."
Ida's kind of buzzing nearby, clearly like watching but not getting involved.
But she takes a second, looks up at you, and goes, "Yes."
I just need you to remember two phrases if I am unable to accompany you, and this does end up being my mother in the cave. She's going to repeat the basically the variation of Draconic for "we come in peace," and she's going to pause and goes, "That means we come in peace. We do not mean harm." I'm going to follow it up with another line of another line that is a bit longer. It just your most lost daughter is free. That is it.
Right, so, I definitely would know that that's Draconic, but it's the, Mediterranean.
It's the Mediterranean
dialect.
dialect of Draconic.
Yeah. You're getting hit with like a heavy Newfoundlander accent, essentially.
Alright, but I will repeat it back to you and see from there getting Draconic, Mediterranean phrases directly translated to me if I can try to work out later on speaking to Draconic Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm. Like after a couple passes, like I think that's passable. Thank you for your time.
Sure.
And she's gonna just leave.
There's there's a couple minutes where Vala just kind of watches you go. I don't know if you can tell that she's watching you.
She doesn't have eyes in the back of her head, but she does have fairly refined senses. You know, that sense that you're being watched.
It is not overly hostile. It's not curious.
Yeah.
It's more assessing.
Yeah. Also, you ever seen like how a horse or a cow flicks their tail at something in a very dismissive manner?
Yeah.
She does it at the cat if the cat's around. It's like, I'm aware, I'm not acknowledging you, fuck off.
If anybody looks at the cat as she walks past and flicks her tail, it grins wider than it should be able to. Also, a cat shouldn't grin. It looks like a Cheshire cat right now.
It's just mostly Aiden.
Yeah, she just kind of tilts her head. Oh,
Yeah, that's it really. It basically just like, in case I'm not able to
To be there.
not get, attacked by a bunch of Chimera. Okay.
Vala will shake her head after you're out of sight and go, strange. I suppose they don't have a choice in the side they were on.
was that to Aiden, who's just kind of like nearby?
More muttering to herself. She knows you're there, so it's not like she's ignoring you, but she's not directly addressing you. She goes back to her scrimshawing after a bit.
Aiden doesn't really have much to add to that. She does kind of want to ask Vala about the whole husband thing, but
Go
she
for it.
thinks she knows better.
Go ahead. Vala will answer you if you ask her questions. Jeez.
That's level 2 intimacy.
So yeah, I guess Aiden, after a bit of watching Silvari walk off, seeing the cat's weirdness, not comment on the cat though, but just kind of look back to Vala, because forgive me, I know it's obviously not a pleasant topic for you, but well, it is my profession. Your husband's death.
Her tool stop and she does not look at you, but you know that she's listening.
Aiden's like close, so that it's only the two of us that can hear Aiden speak, but you're probably enough of a worry to realize she is just out of range, like out of the reach of your.
Fair.
But she goes, from your reactions anytime the gods are brought up, I can tell you care not for them, but was he a believer?
Unfortunately, I never tried to stop him. It's none of my business who people give their worship to, whether they're worthy of it or not.
I know this is probably something that will not be appreciated from me, but you have my sympathies. Death is something that is always expected in this land, but it is still sudden and brutal when it is those closest to you. I have seen this many times, and I have felt this many times.
It's less
You're solid.
the death itself, and more the manner of it, and when it came.
I understand. It seemed that there were more deaths in the after the war was ended out of pettiness than actual combat, as they retreated to their back to their ships.
If they had scurried off like the rats they are and did not stick around to spread cruelty through the countryside, they would still be alive, and so would my husband. So unless they do scatter like the rats they are, I'm going to kill every single one that I come across. Although, she looks where Solvari walked off. Maybe not as all as I thought.
Well, know this, Vala Ice Breath. You have my assistance. They are a menace that need to be expunged from this land before it can heal, and the dead can rest peacefully until it is their time to rise again.
It is the only reason I am still here in this land. And she's gonna look up at you, and her eyes are a solid pink in her iris, and her sclera is black.
She doesn't flinch. She just nods and goes, my family fled to the nether realm to wait out the war. I stayed behind because it is my duty. I'll be there until your task is done.
She blinks in their normal human eyes again, and she kind of gives you the most respectful nod that she's ever given anybody that you've seen so far, and goes back to her scrimshaw.
And she just gives like a similar nod and buzzes off. Granny being weird.
What?
Grum, your hair has the most adorable braids now.
Oh, yes, this is quite fetching.
And the skull splitters, as well as some chefs from the inn's kitchens, are all enjoying samples of your stew.
Excellent.
What's in there tonight?
Yeah, he's definitely throwing in the ox.
Mm-hmm. Linnea Velacerator, the blonde, says in between mouthfuls of stew, "So, Grum, why aren't you with the big troll?"
He's not my king.
They all nod. That's a good answer. Are there other trolls that wouldn't be with the big troll?
Just a moment.
I think Aiden has flown in by the time of dinner, and in true dark elf fashion, she just opens her mouth and out comes the proboscis tongue and starts drinking up the soup.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, to follow up on that was just the whole,
Well, my clan certainly didn't know about him. As a matter of fact, when I heard that he was claiming to be the king of all trolls, I couldn't help but think, since when? This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Anika the Scald shakes her now much less ratty mane of red hair and says, "That is true. I have heard that trolls each keep their own mountain, and there are many mountain kings."
nods.
My clan did not have a king, but there are been many
Garuna looks and says, maybe that's something to think about. Maybe you should go to the trolls of the mountains and say, hey, this one's trying to take your land for his own. Rally them.
I shall keep that in mind. It does amuse me that this king out of the mountain is trying to appeal to his trolls through their bellies, and yet he offers so very boring dishes.
Arya Loki's daughter nods. It's true. I think this tastes a lot better than just eating people. Not that I've eaten people, but I mean,
I do not.
I haven't eaten people. We know you haven't eaten people, Arya.
Vara will stride by on the way to pick up her own bowl and go, "Don't, they're stringy."
Yes,
Did you say
they all
Vara?
get.
Yeah.
Yes, and
I did,
humans
sorry.
tend to get in a twist when you start eating them.
No, it's okay, Kelly. I've almost done that. I've almost called Vala Vara multiple times this campaign.
There's so many
And
good
Karina
things.
adds, if you eat human meat, you will be forever accursed. Yeah, okay, well I didn't. We know, Arya. I didn't, though. If you keep protesting it, people are just gonna think you did. Oh my god!
I think the two that have probably eaten human meat, Grum and Aiden, are just, not saying anything.
Yet Vala was making a joke. Or maybe she wasn't, you don't know.
It's Fala.
Sometimes-
It's a 50-50 shot.
Sometimes jokes are telling the truth is a joke.
Glowing Dawn, you've had like at least 5 different shield maidens give you the Molly Grew speech upon seeing you. It keeps happening. At this point, you've just learned to take it.
I do show up.
All these years.
Oh, I do think it, like at some point it's just like yes. He's genuinely helping each one work through a little bit of the trauma, and it's like I know, yes. I'm sorry, I was
It does-
busy.
It does seem to be a trend, and you realize that like, while there are a lot of very strong warrior women here, all of them seem just a little bit haunted.
I do think at some point, Glowing Dawn will turn to like Grum and be like, Grum, they keep asking me about this. Do I just need to go to like, if I go to the queen here, the king, the one with the hammer, and do this, do you think they'll leave me alone, or do you think that will cause things to be worse?
I know not the ways of conscience that plague the human mind.
I'll go ask Big Brunhild, I guess. What's the worst that can happen?
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Off we go.
All right. You travel to the manor of Big Brunhild. You find her resting in what used to be the Lord's chambers. And while these chambers have been stripped of most of their finery, the one thing that remains is the really big bed. And you realize Brunhild is sleeping in here purely because it's the only bed big enough for her to sleep comfortably in.
Absolutely fair. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's a really big bed.
You find her, she's not in her leather armor and her big coat and her big boots. She's in evening clothes, not, full on like nightgown or anything. But like the hammer's no longer strapped to her stump arm. She's not wearing the helm. She's dressed down like almost like an ordinary woman if she wasn't like 9 feet tall and built like a fucking monster.
Hi. Uh, Sorry to intrude upon private moments and whatnot.
No,
I
it's
have
alright.
I have a question. Is everyone okay here?
No.
Oh, I've
No,
had 5 different shield maidens come up and be like, "Why did you come to me now at this time?"
she
And I
she
just want to make
scooches
sure you're
aside. She scooches aside and pats the bed so you can sit up there.
okay.
Like the size of a fucking toy chihuahua jar.
Um, she she shows you her left arm, and without the hammer on it now, you see that like it was not a clean break when the hand
Ooh.
left. Um, and she explains how she was locked in manacles, and to escape she kind of had to choose one hand to give up.
Mhm.
And in the process of wrenching the left hand free so the right could also be used freely, uh, she basically mangled the arm from like halfway down the wrist. Um, and then because she couldn't go anywhere to seek proper medical care, it got it bruised, it withered, it got gangrenous, and eventually she did sloppily hack it off and cauterize it. Um, but what's left is a mangled stump that she's turned into, a weapon to defend people. But ultimately, she is forever marked by this horrible thing that happened to her as like a very literal physical mark. She looks at you and she's like, most of the women here were like me, and like those 5 girls you found. The
Oh,
Mediterrans were taking them to sell back home.
so they got trauma from that. That makes sense. I get.
We try to find them and bring them here, arm them so they can feel safe, give them community so they feel welcome, but all of us feel a little broken.
Fair enough. Um, I suppose I can understand why you'd feel that. Uh, you're not though. If it makes you feel any better. I know people worry about like if they're good people or not, and it was like in 2 seconds of seeing it, it was like, oh, yep, nope, we made the right choice. And I know that's not a whole lot of consolation of being shoved with burdens upon you. But you're a good person, and all of your shield maidens are good maidens,
She nods.
even
I
through
know.
the stuff they've been through.
They are all some of the bravest women I've ever known. And we refuse to submit.
Good. Well, I just was wanting to stop by and ask and make sure that if people were okay, or if this is something I'm going to have to expect every 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, you're probably going to need to expect that a lot.
That's fair.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's not your fault. I suppose it. I don't 100% understand the whole. Why do you come to me now when I'm less pure? When that's a whole really big subjective thing.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
it's
it's a
a
human thing.
we have. Do you know the legends that we have about you?
Not particularly. I've been piecemealing
Humans
things.
humans consider unicorns the pinnacle of virtue, and that to be approached by a unicorn is to be shown that you are worthy of great respect and laudability as a good person, essentially.
Ah,
And there's like a whole
huh.
thing about virginal women in particular being the apex of this, and
100% that has nothing to do with it. I'm sorry. I don't even
Yeah,
like.
I personally assumed that was bullshit. There's a reason why I didn't go up to you with a whole speech about why did you come to me. I already got saved by a magical animal friend. It's the big dragon out there, so I don't really need. No offense, I don't really need a unicorn to tell me I have value.
No, that's absolutely fair. Like, and to be fair, Flambowind is so cool.
Yeah. Did
But
you
yeah,
see their
okay.
fragrance fumes?
I did. Did we? I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, we didn't. No, I didn't actually. I'm gonna go over and poke about.
And Brunhild smiles. When I crawled into their cave without knowing it was their cave, I was so cold. And then this big dragon pops out. And I was afraid it was going to eat me. But it saw me shivering. And so it brings all these plants, these dried plants, and puts them close to me before lighting them ablaze. And the heat warmed me, but the pleasant smell lifted my spirits. That's how I knew it was going to be okay.
No, that's. I'll have to ask them about that. Okay. Well, I'll let you go to bed and everything. I do apologize for interrupting so late. There's a lot
That's
of
all right.
conversation about eating human, and I was like, well, I don't have anything to contribute to this.
She stares for a moment. What?
Oh, some of the skull writers asked Grum what human tasted like, and it prompted a whole conversation, and I'm growing more concerned about my compatriots by the minute.
Okay. The troll probably has eaten people before. It's fine. Flambowind did too. I can forgive that. Alright. Alright.
Oh yeah,
Well,
no.
if you or your friends need anything, I'm going to be up for at least a few more hours.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no. Grum the Plum has eaten people. He's off the human diet though now. The meat's too
Okay.
stringy, according to him.
That's good to know. The fact that he's off the human diet, not the fact that human meat is stringy, but
No, it got kind of disturbing for a little bit. Like, why are we talking about eating the people we're in the city of?
I mean, I feel like if people were being eaten, I would at least want them to taste good. Imagine the humiliation of, oh, you got eaten, and by the way, didn't like it. Didn't enjoy eating you. Wasn't worth it.
Tastes like shit.
Fair enough, I suppose. I got warned about humans trying to eat me going out of town, but a lot more about people using unicorn horn for something called penis enhancement. And you just watch them shudder for a second.
She frowns and nods. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, no. So it's
Stick close to your friends. Don't travel along huge human groups alone.
oh, of course not. Admittedly, half of them are dumb, and the goat bit has worked far more than it should.
Well, that's good.
Oh,
May
well,
no
have a good
one
night.
grind you up for penis powder, Glowing Dawn.
And may they never slaughter you in your glory. I don't know. I don't have a good one.
And
All right,
if
have a
they
good
do,
night, bye.
please don't have them say I was stringy.
Well, I promise. Glowing Dawn Lee's going, man. Why is everyone talking about eating meat again? I can't eat meat again.
Well, you can inhale a chick every now and then. Nice plump rooster chicken. Or like a little partridge, maybe a sparrow. You could just suck it up.
I hate that. I
A
know
rare,
what you're
it's rare.
referencing.
It's a rare treat.
Munch on some eggs.
Get your calcium in.
Okay.
Oh.
And unicorns have horns. Horned creatures need a lot of calcium.
All right. So is it safe to assume? Do we have any other last-minute role-playing stuff?
I cannot help but imagine now that the myth that unicorns prefer virgins was started by a real freak of a unicorn.
Oh Jesus!
That is my go-to explanation for weird sexual shit in mythology, where it's just like that's not true for all of them, but there was one person who claimed it was, so it wasn't weird that they did it. Like, not every doppelganger energy vampire sucks the life force out of a person's nipple, but there was one who was a very adamant freak who was like, no, we all have to do this. It's not me. I have to do this to live. And then someone wrote that down, and the other doppelgangers are like, I can just suck it by looking at you. I don't need to grab your nipple. What the fuck?
Why? Oh God! It's ruining the party for everyone. One person.
I'm just imagining now, it wasn't even a sexual thing. These people were really bothering this one unicorn, and he just took a shot in the dark, like, look, I'll only talk to virgins, fuck off. And then they just elected a virgin to go talk to him, and he's like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't think there were any of you here. Fuck.
I thought you all
Just
fucked
imagining
nasty
Glowing
over
Dawn
there.
is Glowing Dawn's little community is like we respect and appreciate each and everyone's individual differences. We don't claim the one who lives at the edge of the glade.
We don't talk about
He's-
Jerry.
He's a pervert, let's be real.
Like maybe I could make the excuse that like it's sort of like how dragons find feminine human voices really attractive in the way that we find birdsong attractive. We're like, oh, that's a pleasant sound. So that's why dragons befriend ladies more often than men. Maybe unicorns like just happen to find the noises that ladies make a little bit more interesting to check out.
Mhm.
Or maybe there's just one pervert unicorn who's just like, oh,
Well, there's
I
allegedly a
smell an
unicorn in the
intact
woods.
hymen.
No, oh God!
God.
I cast
Is he,
Comet.
is he coincidentally the same unicorn whose horn was ground up for penis powder?
The first unicorn whose horn was ground up to penis powder is also the one that spread the myth
Oh, God.
of pervert unicorns. And you know what? Deserved fate.
This wasn't the deep lore I was expecting this time.
But
Saying
anyways,
some human woman catfished him to get like $1 million from
I'm
unicorn.
saying
Oh, God.
that all the virgin women of this village had enough and decided to lure him out and kill him and sell him for parts. And one of the rich guys was like, tell me the story of this unicorn whose horn I will use to make my own horn, engorged. And they told him all about the pervert unicorn. And he was like, I must write a book so others may know how to get the penis engorging horn. The unicorns are perverts.
We have fun here.
We do have fun.
Before we wrap the night, any last role-playing bits?
I can't think of anything.
Good, because it's almost 11. We're definitely going to a Den of Fury next time, and we'll probably have time to go someplace after that. So I just want to ask, are we thinking of going to Hazefurt or going straight to the Queen of Smiles?
Maybe Hazeford.
Yeah,
That makes
let's
sense.
see. We don't have Mage Max anymore, so we don't have to worry about losing him to anybody in here.
That's true.
Hazeford sounds like a reasonable destination.
And
Yeah,
knowing
alright.
that there is forces of our Centurion there, it would be good to kind of be like, hi, don't exist anymore.
I'm gonna kill you now.
And then, all right, sounds good. 2 weeks time. Silvari, we'll figure out if you want to come for that session, or if you want to stay in Big Brunhild's stronghold for a bit.
If I can't make it, she's just with the Skull Splitters helping them out.
Yeah. All right. Good game, everyone. Hope that was a fun, chill 420 session.
Yeah.
I had fun. Good night.